What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So I want to talk about it. Division Filipino superstar boxer Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao has called out the likes of a Terrence Crawford and the Errol Spence Jr. But I want to focus on Manny Pacquiao versus Errol Spence Jr., right? As that's the fight that seems like Errol Spence Jr. obviously is the unified welterweight superstar boxer. He has the WBC and the IBF world titles, right? So with that said, they on the same side of the street, so to speak. I know everybody don't like that term, don't like that being said, especially right now with the Terrence Crawford Errol Spence saga, right? With that said, I want to focus on the fight itself. I believe that Errol Spence Jr. is going to be the one. I don't want to say he's going to make this fight look easy because I believe in the early rounds, it's going to be a tough fight. But I think his size and his will is going to bowl to be too much for Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. I think that Manny Pacquiao, turned the clocks back against Keith Thurman. And even that version that fought Keith Thurman is not going to be enough for Errol Spence Jr. Why? Errol Spence Jr. is bigger than Keith Thurman for one. Manny Pacquiao is going to be looking in the mirror just like Errol Spence is going to be looking in the mirror with Keith Thurman. Unlike Keith Thurman was. Keith Thurman is an orthodox fighter. Manny Pacquiao is a southpaw fighter. With that said, Errol Spence is a southpaw fighter. So they'll both be looking in the mirror. So he won't have an advantage from that standpoint. And he won't have a speed advantage, and he'll have a slight speed advantage, but he won't have a size and a strength advantage. And his speed advantage won't be enough to overcome what Errol Spence do. Now, early in the fight, it's going to take time for Errol Spence to get adjusted to the angles and the unorthodox and the speed and the foot speed. Mainly the foot speed of Manny Pacquiao is what's going to trouble Errol Spence early in the fight. As the fight goes on, we see as Manny Pacquiao ages, guys that box is better for him, which is usually is role reversed. Because when you age and you start to get older, it's the guys that their legs are able to stay away from you and use their legs and box is the ones that gives you trouble when you age, because your legs are just not the same. They're not what they used to be, right? So with that said, Manny Pacquiao it's the opposite effect. It's guys that come forward because he has a size disadvantage, right? Manny Pacquiao had the advantage with his legs and his speed and the angles as he moved through the rankings and the weight classes because of that, right? But now his legs can't keep him. He can't keep up that movement for the entire 12 rounds for the duration of the fight. And so guys with size and put a lot of pressure on him, a la Jeff Horn. Now, I thought he won the Jeff Horn fight. I personally thought he won the Jeff Horn fight. But when you're able to walk Manny Pacquiao down, push forward, that's when you're going to give him trouble because now he can't keep up the movement for a full 12 rounds in the duration of an entire round and the duration of 12 rounds, right? So when you push forward and press him, it gives him trouble, right? Because he doesn't have the power he once had. Now, he still has snapping power, but it's more surprising power. When Keith Thurman was able to see his power and gauge his power is when Keith Thurman activity and Keith Thurman pressing forward is what gave Manny Pacquiao trouble, right? In the second half of the fight, you see when the tide started to change is when Keith Thurman was coming forward. When Keith Thurman decided to go backwards or lateral and allow Manny Pacquiao to use his angles, that's when Keith Thurman got in trouble. When Keith Thurman was coming forward, he was hitting Manny Pacquiao with big, clean punches, right? And so that allows me to believe that Errol Spence is not going to be trying to use the ring. He's not going to be dancing around. He's going to use his size, his strength, his youth, and his athletic ability to press forward. And he's going to press forward early and often. And again, the fact that he's not going to have a southpaw advantage, meaning Manny Pacquiao, that straight left hand is not going to be as effective as it was against an orthodox fighter. See, when you're an orthodox fighter, the straight left hand is your kryptonite, but role reverse to that, the flip side of that is that the straight right hand is your kryptonite as a southpaw. But with that said, in this fight, Manny Pacquiao is right hook is going to have to come into play, but it won't be enough. See, he's not going to have early in the fight, like I stated, he's going to catch Errol Spence by surprise because of the angles, the speed, and things of that nature. But as Manny Pacquiao and as the fight goes on, because Manny Pacquiao doesn't have enough power to stop Errol Spence. So as the fight goes on and Manny Pacquiao gets inaccurate, because if you look at the Keith Thurman fight, as the fight went on, he wasn't so accurate, right? He started lunging with his punches. He was getting sloppy. Those type of things are going to come back to haunt Manny Pacquiao against Errol Spence. So Errol Spence in the second half of the fight is going to dominate Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion, because Manny Pacquiao's power won't come into play. His legs are not going to be able to keep Errol Spence off of him for 12 rounds. Errol Spence is going to push forward. He's not going to have an advantage with the straight left hand. His right hook is going to have to come into play, but it's not going to have enough power on it. Errol Spence is going to push through, and I would not be surprised if Errol Spence is able to drop Manny Pacquiao and ultimately stop Manny Pacquiao. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Errol Spence wasn't able to stop Mikey Garcia, who came up 2 divisions. First off, he didn't come up 2 divisions. He came up 1. The majority of Mikey Garcia's last 5 fights were at 140 pounds. Last time I checked, junior welterweight is a 140-pound limit, and the next weight division above that is the welterweight division at 147. So 3 of his last 4 fights were at welterweight, and he didn't even want that fight. He just took the Robert Easter fight to make sure he maintained his title at 135. He wasn't sure if he wanted to vacate it. So, yes, he wasn't able to stop Mikey Garcia, but then also, too, Mikey Garcia went in survival mode, something that Manny Pacquiao is not going to do. Manny Pacquiao is going to be in there to win, to prove a point. So Manny Pacquiao is not going to go into survival mode, and Manny Pacquiao doesn't have the defense that Mikey Garcia has either. Manny Pacquiao gets very, very sloppy, especially when he gets tired. He lunges. He opens himself up to get hit. Those punches. Now, Manny Pacquiao can take a punch, but we see Manny Pacquiao could also get knocked out. He's been knocked out 3 times in his career. So, Marlon Marquez don't possess nowhere near the power that Errol Spence does. But with that said, Marquez hit him with a timing punch. Errol Spence is going to hit him with timing punches because that's Errol Spence's forte. So he's going to time him. He's going to be accurate. And I wouldn't be surprised if he stops Manny Pacquiao. I would be highly surprised if Manny Pacquiao actually pushed through and followed through with this fight because of that. I know the powers that be and the people around him, including his trainer, Freddie Roach, are not too keen on Manny Pacquiao taking a fight with Errol Spence Jr. That's a huge, huge jump for Manny Pacquiao at this point in his stage in his career. It's a huge risk, should I say, not a jump, a huge risk. Manny Pacquiao has a better chance, obviously. They're talking about a possible showdown with him and Mikey Garcia at some point in time. And that's a fight that, I highly favor Manny Pacquiao to win. Also, Manny Pacquiao mentioned Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's style matchup is going to be difficult. I think the problem with Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, the problem is going to come in for Manny Pacquiao is that Terrence Crawford is tricky and he's crafty, and so he's going to hit him with a timing punch that Manny Pacquiao don't see. But I think Manny Pacquiao has a better chance of beating Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford is going to open up to Manny Pacquiao. He's going to give Manny Pacquiao more chances than Errol Spence is going to give him. Errol Spence is going to stay high, tight, walk him down, be very technical, be very cautious, and he's going to be very timely, where Terrence Crawford is going to open up. We see with Kavaluskas, the Mean Machine, his last fight, he was getting hit with big shots because he just opens up. He just wants to fight at times, right? He gets away from boxing. Errol Spence is not going to do that. He's going to stay disciplined for the duration of 12 rounds if it goes 12 rounds, right? So he's not going to give Manny Pacquiao too many openings. Manny Pacquiao, best chance to win the fight is early in the fight, right? And he needs to put enough rounds in the bank for it to go to a decision, and he gets a decision victory, forcing Errol Spence to have to, get out of character in the second half of the fight. But I highly doubt that. Now, I expect, like I said, Manny Pacquiao to have a lot of success early in the fight, because his angles, his footwork, and his unorthodox style is going to make Errol Spence slightly hesitant in the first half of the fight, right? In the first, I want to say 4 rounds. After that 4 rounds, once Errol Spence gets loose, he gets warmed up, he's going to start to put a lot of pressure. Once he sees that him putting pressure on Manny Pacquiao is working, he's going to put a lot of pressure on Manny Pacquiao. He's going to push forward, and ultimately he's going to dominate Manny Pacquiao for the second half of the fight. I think that Errol Spence might even drop Manny Pacquiao at some point in time in the fight. I don't know if he's going to stop him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did stop him. But I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped him in the second half of the fight. This is a fight I'm expecting Errol Spence to showcase his talents and dominate Manny Pacquiao in the second half of the fight and make a true name for himself, and then become the WBA, IBF, and WBC welterweight world champion and stay undefeated. But I can't wait for that fight because it's still a tricky fight. Manny Pacquiao is still a vet. Manny Pacquiao knows how to win the fight. He still has, if his legs can hold up and he can stay away from Errol Spence, that's his best bet. But being on the wrong side of 40, I'm finding that hard pressed to see him do that. So I can't wait to see how this fight plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.